Hello friends, here we will see the work of Rabindranath Tagore named as Kabuliwala. It is a short story written in the year of 1992. It is a famous work as well as emotional work too. Now let us see work Kabuliwala. If you did not subscribe my channel, please subscribe for more videos like this. My daughter Minnie, 5-year-old. She won't allow me 1 minute also. She learned speaking just 1 year ago. But till now, she did not take rest for 1 minute also. She used to speak all the time. Since she is a talkative girl. Sometimes she stops speaking when her mother beats her. But I don't do all those. I don't beat her or punish her. I feel these all unnatural things. I have much patience to listen her voice, so she speaks a lot with me. Early morning, I started to work on my novel, 17th chapter. Minnie came at me and said, Ramdale is there, no? He says, crow to crow. One morning, Minnie chats with her father while he is working on an adventurous novel. She looks out the window and spots Kabuliwala named Rahmat and starts calling him. However, when he comes over, Minnie runs to another room, convinced that his large bag is full of children, not goods. A few days later, writer finds Minnie sitting next to the Rahmat and talking with him with a pile of raisins and nuts in her lap. The narrator tells Rahmat not to give her any treats, gives him a half rupee, which Rahmat takes. Later, Minnie's mother scolds Minnie for having a half rupee, which Rahmat gave her. The narrator saves Minnie from her mother's wrath and brings her outside, where she tells him that Rahmat came to there almost every day to listen her talk. Among the numerous jokes they have together, one starts with Rahmat telling Minnie, don't ever go off your mother-in-law's house. Minnie doesn't understand what this means because narrator and his wives are progressive people who don't keep talking with their young daughter about her future marriage. So she innocently asks him if he going to this. Rahmat jokingly shakes his head and says, I will fix it, making Minnie laugh. It is autumn, which the narrator setting out his kings out on their world conquests. It is an adventure novel written by narrator, which further remembers him that he never left Calcutta, even though he longs to explore the world. He has an active imagination and frequently imagine one, but he is a rooted sort of individual. Whenever he does to leave his family spot, he will practically collapse. Because of this, the narrator happily spends a morning just listening Rahmat's stories of Afghanistan and traveling. Minnie's mother is very different. She is scared of the outside world and imagines it is full of extreme dangers. Happy with Rahmat, a complete stranger, spending so much time with Minnie, wants the narrator to keep an eye on him. When the narrator tells her there is nothing to worry about, talks about the possibility of Minnie being kidnapped and sold into slavery. Ahmed, however, continues to come and narrator continues enjoy seeing with him and Minnie. Ahmed is preparing to go home. Part of this preparation, he is to go all around Calcutta and collect money that customer owe him. But he always makes time in the evening to stop at the narrator's house to talk with Minnie. One morning, the narrator hears something going on in the street and looks out the window to see Rahmat, covered in blood, being led down in the streets and handcuffs. The narrator runs outside and Rahmat tells him that he got physical altercation with the customer who had refuses to pay. During the fight, he stabbed the customer. Minnie comes out and asks the Rahmat he is being taken to the mother-in-law's house, and he says that he is. Rahmat is sent to jail. It does not take long time for Minnie to forget Rahmat and find new friends. First with the groom, groom in the sense who takes care of horses, then with the girls, her age. She stops visiting her father's study. The narrator says he dropped her as well. A few years later, the narrator and his wife are preparing for Minnie's wedding day. The house is full of people setting things up, and the narrator has isolated himself in his study. Rahmat suddenly arrives and tells the narrator he had been released from jail day before, which reminds the narrator of his crime and sets him on edge. Narrator says to Rahmat that they are busy, you can leave now. But Rahmat asks if we can see Minnie. Once again, the narrator tries to brush him off, and Rahmat prepares to leave. But as he walks out door, he asks the narrator to Minnie some grapes, nuts, and raisins. He brought for her as a reminder of their past friendship. The narrator gets some money to pay Rahmat for them, but he refuses payment and tells the narrator that he come with his own daughter in his mind not to do business. Ahmed pulls a crumpled piece of paper out of the breast pocket of his shirts and shows narrator the handprint of his daughter, Parvati, that he carries with him while he travels the work. Seeing it, the narrator forgot then that he was an Afghan raisin seller and I was a Bengali Babu. Instead, recognizing that he was a father, just as I am a father, changes the mind of narrator, sending Rahmat out. Instead, he calls Minnie down. When she comes in, she dressed as a bride and acts shy and uncomfortable. Rahmat tries to joke with her as he used to asking if she is going to her mother-in-law's house. But instead of asking questions or laughing, Minnie blushed and looked away. Narrator's heart aches. When Minnie leaves the room, suddenly Rahmat understands or remembers his daughter also belongs to same age of Minnie, will have grown up and be different from her little child once knew. As Rahmat thinks about Afghanistan and his daughter, narrator pulls out some money and asks Rahmat use these amount to go to home. Tells Rahmat that by your blessed reunion, Minnie will be blessed. Giving Rahmat money means that Minnie's wedding party is not grand as it might have been. The narrator is happy with it, believing that ceremony has lit by a kinder, more gracious light. This is a story of Kabuliwala written by Rabindranath Tagore. If you understand this story, let me know in the comment box. Also, hit like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you one and all.